Welcome back to Barcelona. It's been an absolutely fantastic competition so far at this World Championships, and it might just about to be getting a little bit better as our 12 finalists come out for the men's 3-metre springboard final. We are hoping, of course, as we always do, that the medal will be taken with a great performance, but there is the ingredients for all sorts of outcomes in this final. And Chris Snowd, one to look forward to.
Certainly is. We're missing the Olympic champion, but we do have Hee Chong, who won the Olympics back in 2008. We also have Gun Kai, who came fourth 2 years ago in this, and also has 2 Olympic medals in the 3-metre competition. I wouldn't rule out Housding. Patrick Housding has an incredible list of dives, and he's doing one dive that no other diver is doing. That's a reverse 2.5 with 2.5 twists. And we have a few others there. So this could be a competition where the Chinese are upset.
So time to meet the athletes, the 12 that have made it through. Sho Sakai from Japan, Ilya Kvasha from Ukraine. We know what a great 1-metre springboard diver he is. Can he produce it on the 3 metres? From the USA, again, 20 years of age, is Christian Ibsen. The bronze medalist in his own right, being watched by Greg Louganis, an Olympic great, supporting the US team. Kochkovzov done well to beat Kvasha, but also join his Ukrainian teammate here in this final. We'll be looking forward to this one. And as we move down the line, Violana, plenty of support here from the home crowd for the Spaniard. The oldest man in the field at 27 years of age, the most experienced, and surely going into his last Olympic cycle. It looked in pretty good shape in the qualifiers. Easily the best performance of this young man's career so far. Konstantin Blaha making it through to the final in a very respectable position. Can the Austrian hold it together to challenge for a medal? Well, obviously the music not playing too loud in the headphones. He can hear the announcer, 25-year-old Grant Nell from Australia. Will also be a challenge. Gold medal for Patrick Housding in the 10-metre synchro with his partner Sasha Klein. Can he deliver an individual medal on his less favoured area of diving on the springboard? Genuine medal contender, Yael Castillo from Mexico has an awesome dive list. If he can get it right, then he could be on the podium. Not Yevgeny Kuznetsov, 23 years of age, from Russia. His diving partner, the Olympic champion Ilya Zakharov, not in this final, got knocked out in the semi. So Kuznetsov carrying the hopes of Russia on his shoulders. Well, Hejong has owned the World Championships for the last 2 editions. Can he make it a 3rd gold medal? Gun Kai, 27 years of age, just like the Spaniard Violana, with a whole host of medals to his name. 2007 world champion. on the 3-metre springboard. It really is an illustrious field. OK, we are minus the Olympic champion, but we are still going to have a fantastic competition. Will it be China, or can anybody else wrestle that gold medal away from them? Find out after the break. Stay with us.
Lucky, because I never give up. Gifted, because I don't take shortcuts. Focused, because I see past the finish line. Fastest, because speed is my competition. Legend, because I'm one step ahead.
The Samsung Smart Camera NX300. Fast shutter speed meets hybrid autofocus. Shoot fast, share faster.
Welcome back. Oh, look at these scenes. This is how it should be. All the divers, all the athletes, all the teams turning out to absolutely pack the VIP area next to this pool. Fair amount of breeze still blowing across the stadium at the moment. Here on the hill at Montjuic, just above Barcelona. It's an iconic venue. Here's your lineup for the men's 3-metre springboard final. Sho Sakai goes first of all, and then it's Ilya Kvasha, Christian Ibsen, Alexander Gorshkovazov, Javier Lana and Konstantin Blaha. Good result for him to get here. Grant Nell of Australia and Patrick Housding definitely outside chances for a medal. And then it's into the genuine Castillo. If he hits it, that could win gold. Evgeny Kuznetsov, not been as sharp as we know he can be. If he dives well, then he certainly will provide opposition for He Chong, going for his third 3-metre World Championship gold. And Chin Kai looking to make it a second after his win way back in 2007. Seems like a lifetime ago, doesn't it? So the athletes just about ready to go. Kvasha in the hot tub, taking it easy. All part of the discipline of experience at this level. And Chris Snowd, it's not just about the diving, it's about learning how you go to the build-up, about how you behave in between dives, etc, etc.
Yeah, it takes a lot of stamina to get through a final competition. You have to block out everything, and we have some very experienced divers here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Olympic finalists, and we're talking about the mental side. The hard thing is when you miss a dive and you still want to try and win, you've got to come back to it.
So time to get this competition underway. And Sho Sakai for Japan will dive first. 12 divers through to this men's 3-metre individual springboard final. 6 rounds of diving. And with the exception of the Olympic champion, Sakharov, who missed out, all the big names are here. No, that's not a great start, I'm afraid, from Sakai. A very, very sketchy twister to start this competition.
Yeah, the feet were flying all over the place. There, feet apart, pulls forward into the pike. Just can't get them together. It was a good dive in the prelims, and with Sakai, who actually kept Zakharov out of this final by just 1.9 points.
Sakai's the man to blame from an option point of view. I won't be happy with that opener. Going to see some massive dives in this competition. The forward 4.5s are always entertaining at 3.8, but the twister at 3.9, we will see from, I think it's 3 or 4 of the guys doing that, 3 guys doing it. That is a huge dive from a springboard, so we've got a very high quality competition to look forward to. Now, Kvasha just snuck into this final. Can he sneak under the radar and produce the scores that he needs? That's a nice opener from Ilya Kvasha. Finished a little close to the water, but that's going to provide a good mark for him to get things underway.
Yeah, very good throw, spinning fast. And just a little bit back from the end of the board. That cost him perhaps 30, 40 centimetres of height, but he gets the entry. 3.4 degree of difficulty, should score well.
Yes, indeed, 81.60. That's the kind of scoring that we do need to get this competition rolling. Marcus DiBiase sat next to Greg Louganis. Two absolute legends of springboard diving. Let's watch this young man, Christian Ibsen, start his programme for the USA. Back 2.5 then for Christian. And a very good start. And this is what we wanted, Chris. This is what we needed to get this final underway.
Yeah, the standard is already better than the semi-finals. Good out, but then just that small pool under the water. Didn't need it, spinning fast. Got 72 in the semi-finals. Might be just below that because of the entry. All the scores will come down to the entry.
A lot of the US team in to support Christian. 63. Decent start, but already down against Crusher. Here is Ilya Crusher's compatriot, Alexander Gorshkovasov. Only two teams getting a pair of divers through to this final. Ukraine continuing their brilliant form that we've seen at European level here on Eurosport. But still looking to deliver the medals on the world stage. Got a chance in this one. Nicely done. Very, very fast in those initial spins, and then got it down beautifully.
Well, he was spot on with the balance, didn't fall back, pushes hard, and spinning very high and fast. Hiking out to control the entry. That's an 80 dive, brilliant jump. Flat hand entry too, coach is pleased.
Yeah, she knows he's nailed it. So is Alexander. Oh, what a start. 83.30. This competition kicks it into gear immediately. There is no room for error. Lana, the oldest and most experienced competitor in this field. He's looked pretty sharp here in Barcelona, but he can be sharper. We know that for a fact. He's really worked on that pike. Absolute commitment to that opening dive.
The arms, they swing through very fast. That's why it's spinning fast at the beginning. Pulling forward now into the pike, looking at the board, seeing the board the second time. That's a sweet entry too. Good strong push, he's in control. Just lock out the knees a little bit more on the beginning of the dive.
Canadian coach, Arturo, just helping out with the coaching here for some of the Spanish divers. Konstantin Blaha. I don't mean this in a negative way, but he's outclassed in this final purely on degree of difficulty. So for Konstantin, he has to be perfect on his dives. Entries have to be good. He's got to be up 8.5s, 9s if he seriously wants to challenge for a medal every round. That will do for starters. Beautiful opener from Konstantin.
He might not be doing the hardest of dives, but what he does is world class. Face across the top of the legs, tight entry, good vertical line. So he's down in degree of difficulty by 0.3.
Good opener. Look at that. 75 marks for the Austrian. Bardell. Forward 2.5 somersaults with 2 twists, so opens with the twisting dive. First 2 rounds from all competitors pretty much around the 3 mark. We've got some 3-4s, we've got a 3-5 in there from Kuznetsov. Then it gets really hot. From round 3 onwards, you get the big dives come out. This is about laying a foundation.
Always in
trouble. Oh, what a save! Oh, these boys are getting very, very good at the poor takeoffs and getting a dive out of it.
This is amazing. He's going over the end of the diving board. He's piked on the end, but then gets a massive throw out at the right time, sees the double twist, looks at the water. Well, of course, the scores will be down because of that. That would have been an amazing dive if it just landed on correctly on the end of the board.
A lot of people looking at his Chinese coach in the audience.
Yeah, Tong Wei. Have lots of Chinese coaches down in Australia.
A lot of influence from Chinese coaches in general across the diving world. Mexico also benefiting from help in that direction. 2.5 then for the 24-year-old German synchro 10-metre gold medalist. Got that with Sasha Klein. The 10-metre boys will be in action again over the weekend. But can Housting deliver something here on the 3-metre springboard? Oh, what a start from Housting.
Well, we've seen in the finals before, been missing his entries, but he's spot on here, sees the board again, floats around, all knee safe on. Well, he's on form, isn't he?
Better pike than we saw from Javier Lana. Always great support for the German team. 76.50. Solid start from Patrick Housting. We are on at the moment for a classic final at this rate. Now, Yahel Castillo, huge program all the way across the board. Watch the height that the Mexican gets off the springboard. Sensational opener from Yahel.
Well, incredible. It's the strength and jump into the hurdle. He's coming down from such a height, and now he catapults himself over the top of the 5-metre. There's the double twist, and he completed the dive above the 3-metre. Oh, that's a huge score. That's even 7 points better than he did in the prelims.
Well, it's a calculated risk from Mexico. They put a huge dive program together, and they know if they hit it, they win medals. Castillo with a brilliant start. He leads on 88.40. Just that little bit of pressure trickling down the start list. Evgeny Kuznetsov. I don't think he's looked sharp at this championship so far. The new Universiade champion has looked a little bit sloppy through qualifying. But he's back in business here. What an entry from the Russian.
He definitely wanted to prove you wrong. In the semi-finals, only 2 good dives. But that is a great jump, perfect tuck, spots the water, squeezes the ears as he goes through. We've had 2 dives in the 80s, none in the 90s yet. That's going to be close.
Yes, there you go. There's a reaction that tells you everything. Kuznetsov getting off to a great start now. That will settle him down. He likes that early doors. Oh, 90.10. We are into the 90s already. That's the best of the rest. Let's see what double world champion He Chong has got for us. Same dive as we saw from Castillo. He's already put that down at 88.4. And Chong and Chin have looked beatable here in Barcelona. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. What a way to respond to the pressure.
Castillo had a great twister, but this might be even better. Even more power. Out into the twist, great twist position, floating around, locking out, and he had that tearing sound, that rip sound going through the water. There, very tight twist. You see the squeeze of the ears, locking out the body as he goes through.
Chong take a bow. This is going to be a good mark. Oh, it's very good. Second man into the 90s, and the defending world champion takes over in top spot from Kuznetsov. That's what we like to see. Every diver raising the bar. Chin Kai, joint most experienced man in the competition. Olympic silver medalist.
Now, it's mathematically impossible for him to go anything more than 90 points.
Yeah, setting the foundation. He's not going to be far off it. That's another classic dive.
I always think that he has the strength to do a back 3.5. But he has the ability to do 10s on this dive here.
The judges will keep their powder dry for the moment, but it's going to be good. Oh, it's fabulous. Look at that, 81 mark, so off a dive that is rated at 3.0. That is some start to this competition. Well, 5 more rounds of this to come. We could be looking at one of the best springboard finals we've ever seen at a World Championships. Brilliant so far. The defending champion, He Chong, leads ahead of Yevgeny Kuznetsov. And Yahel Castillo holding off the other challengers for the podium for the moment. Brilliant start to a classic contest. Stay with us.
Lucky, because I never give up. Gifted, because I don't take shortcuts. Focused, because I see past the finish line. Fastest, because speed is my competition. Legend, because I'm one step ahead.
The Samsung Smart Camera NX300. Fast shutter speed meets hybrid autofocus. Shoot fast, share faster.
Welcome back. Sho Sakai just getting the second round underway here in Barcelona. He was the only diver to miss in that first round. That's a lot better. Second round. So, yeah, 72. Sho has joined the party.
Well, the way the divers are going at the moment, 72 would only get you maybe 10th place.
Unbelievable start, isn't it? Got the human computer working away next to me, Chris Snow. Bring you up to date with the scores in a second. Russia. A little bit shaky on that one, was Ilya Kvasha. That won't do him any favours.
Just slightly pushing forward, cutting off the height. There's 1.5 twist, pulling forward. Yeah, we're seeing him jump higher into the dive.
What do you think for gold today, Chris?
Well, if we're around 90 points per dive, probably 540, and that still won't be as good as the Olympic Games at 555. Yes, but Zakharov, of course, isn't in the competition.
No, that was a special competition, wasn't it, that one? Again, it's watching on this new crop of divers coming through. We've got a mix of young and old in this one. Christian Ipsen, very good dive from the American, but I think you're already starting to get a feel for how this competition is going to develop, and you will understand, I'm sure, that dives like this are not going to be good enough for medals.
He's doing the 3.5 in the pike position here. He's missing out on that degree of difficulty. Get up into the 4.5s, he might have had a chance. But there again, you could have some divers miss.
75.95, that is always the possibility if you keep things consistent. Of course, Kovasov, Ilana and Blaha all going to do the same dive that we've just seen from Christian Ipsen. And they will be feeling the pressure already, because they know that with the dives they have in these first few rounds, it's difficult for them to get close even to the leaders. Prokopchuk watching on. Fabulous height from Gorsh Kovasov, but unfortunately he's missed the entry.
Well, he did 3.5 pike in the prelims. He's changed his to a 4.5. That's allowed. Good squeeze. Oh, he missed his hands there.
Yep, good spot. So up on 3.8, Fedorova and Prokopchuk in full voice. Now, that'll go up to a 3.8 on the tariff. And the response from the judges gives him just below 80 points. So a change from Gorsh Kovasov. Good spot, Chris. Into the remaining dives. We'll see if we've got any more changes. That's the dive that he was supposed to do, and Ilana's nailed it. See if he outscores.
Well, somehow he didn't get the hands completely flat. Slight angle there, and just missed the feel of the water.
The voice of World Championship and Olympic diver Chris Snow alongside me in the commentary booth. 72.85, so Gorsh Kovasov's decision to change, even though he didn't get the dive. That's a good one. It's given him an increased points tally. Blaha, another man that's going to find it difficult to live with this sort of company. Even if he dives a perfect program, even if he dives 9s and 10s, he's going to struggle to make the podium with his degree of difficulty. That's wonderful. That's a wonderful dive.
Now you're going to see an 80-point dive on a 3.1. That is just terrific. Nothing wrong here. Perfect pipe. That's a perfect out. Locking out well. Even a good sound to the entry.
You tuned in with the judges today. 82.15. Good stuff from Blaha. So Grant Nell. The next man to feel the pressure, and that's what it feels like. It really is. Russian roulette up there. Each man coming to the board expected to raise the bar, knowing that a miss, even a fairly... He got the end. The only problem, Chris, just a little farther away from the board than he would like to be.
Yeah, just dropping back a fraction. That cuts off the height. In control, though. But when you're trying to jump against the other divers, you can't fall back away from the board like that.
How much has it cost him? That's the question. Dives going into the 80s and 90s, and there you go, 72. Perfectly decent score, but not medal territory. Patrick Halsding, well, he's down to do the same dive that we saw from Ibsen and Ilana. Of course, Kovasov was also down to do that, but he changed to 4.5 in the tuck. Remains in the pipe, doesn't quite get the entry though, Halsding. That's the sort of margins we're dealing with in this final.
Well, he went as high as Blaho, got the 82 points, but his entry wasn't as good. Feet a little bit loose on the second part of the dive. Feet flat going through the water on the replay. So he's jumped up 6.5 meters. Good lockout, but just relaxing too early through the water.
72.85. Halsding trying his best, but his best not good enough right now. Gael Castillo, he's the man that really lit the blue touch paper in round one. Brilliant opener. But all it did was just fire those up around him, and then Kuznetsov, here and Chin came out. Just kept cranking it up. Castillo then, 3.4, good tariff again for this second round. Well, didn't quite get the height that we saw from him in the semi-finals, but it's a good dive still.
Yeah, I think he was remembering the dive from the semi-finals because he did get higher. He came out too late and went over onto his back and only scored 40 points. Playing it a little safe. He's got 88 points on the first dive. That's probably good enough for now.
Yeah, 76.50 maintains the challenge. This is a man that has a 3.8 and a 3.9. Go with a 3.5 later in his programme. So Castillo's still on track. Kuznetsov, second position for him. Looked really good on that first dive, and his entry to the water was just perfect. But he's going to have to do it again and again in this final. Good high, opens out, but I'm afraid he's missed it. Timing just a little off there for Yevgeny.
Yeah, the dive looking slightly slow on the pickup. The jump as he finished over the ball. Need to do the end, but it's 3.5. He had the ability to go 90 points on this if he had got the entry. He's slightly down from that.
It's still good, 82.25, but I'll be the first one to tell you it's not good enough if Chong and Chin Kai keep diving as they have been. Now, same dive here from the Chong as we saw from Castillo.
Yeah, he's changed his order. He started off with the in with 3.5 in the semi-finals, and he's now going to do it in the second round. Scored just 64 points in the semis. That's maybe why he's doing it right now, not to start off the competition.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Goodness me, Chris, every diver that comes to the board, the tension is building, isn't it? And there's nothing routine about this final at all.
Not at all. He wants to keep his title. In 2011, it was a fantastic competition. He won by something like 46 points over Zakharov. If he keeps diving like this, he's going to get a similar score.
Remember, only Phil Barger's won 3 gold medals of the USA. USA have dominated this competition over the years. China still playing catch-up. But her Chong is definitely on for it. 181.90 after 2 rounds of diving. Superb. Twister then for Qin Kai. Just looked like he hit the edge of the board slightly, but again, stayed completely calm, and he's nailed the entry.
Yeah, just 2 mistakes, a little bit back here on the takeoff, and then the feet, just here, coming apart and then back together again. He's strong, but that shouldn't be making those small mistakes. That'll keep him out of perfect scores.
He knows it. 88.4. It's brilliant nonetheless. We are starting to see those scores now causing a separation on the leaderboard as we move through these rounds. We'll have a better idea when we hit round 4. We'll have a pretty good idea who's in contention. And so long as nobody misses, then we're going to have a classic finish to this. So China, Russia, China. That's your top 3 for the moment. We'll take a break.